Neglia with Next Best Picture, being joined right here by Willa Fitzgerald. Willa, I literally don't know how the hell I'm going to do this, especially within less than 6 minutes. You guys made a movie that is literally impossible to talk about. Okay, so here it goes. What movies have you seen in your life that, as they unfolded, gave you the same feeling that it surely gave me and many others when they watched Strange Darling, that feeling of unpredictability of not knowing where this story is going to go next?
Well, I don't know. I don't think I have a movie that I feel feels the same as Strange Darling that I've seen, honestly. Um, I think maybe in terms of like sneaky emotional impact,
Hmm.
a ghost story, a very different
Mm,
movie, very different
right.
movie. But the emotional catharsis for me in that movie, uh, that comes at such an unexpected time, kind of was a little bit maybe similar. I will say a movie that JT and I talked about before we started shooting this, which I love and I think is actually kind of uh, very present for me when I think about Strange Darling is Bug. Don't know if you've ever seen it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
I think that there's something in that movie that kind of feels resonant. But I don't think there's a comparison. Maybe I'm biased, but
I don't know. You might be onto something because I too kind of felt a very similar way when I watched it.
yeah,
So
it feels pretty singular to me.
it does. Speaking of which, Kyle Gallner, you share many intense scenes with him. I'm curious to know, like in this day and age now, where intimacy coordinators on set are, obviously an important topic that's being discussed within the industry. What is it like just having these scenes with him, where obviously things have to get a little rough and a little intense in such an intimate setting?
Yeah, I mean, I think that for me, as an actor, uh, intimacy coordinators aside, I think that for me, it's just about communication and trust
Hmm.
and respect for the person who I'm working with,
Yeah,
and that being mutual. And luckily, Kyle and I kind of implicitly had that, and very quickly became close friends. And I think that you don't always get that lucky, but we did, and it made our jobs, I think, much easier than they could have been had we not just happened to get that.
sure. No, I totally get that. And this movie, I think, is coming at a point in your career where like I can feel this sometimes with certain people when I watch them in a role where it's like, okay, everything's about to change because that role is just so unforgettable. And
Yeah.
your performance in this is truly jaw-droppingly astonishing. I can't recall the last time I've seen anything quite like it in such a way of how you did it here. With that said, I know the film had its world premiere. God, it feels like a year ago at this point, right? What has it been like for you in just a steady climb, word of mouth buzz for this film? And have you seen that start to trickle at all into what might be coming up for you next in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always hard to predict and know where things go. I
Hmm.
think that I've been in this industry for many years at this point. And
Yeah.
I think that I think that what I pride myself on and what I am most dedicated to is my work ethic and trying to choose characters that I think are interesting and I have something interesting to add to them. And, ultimately at the end of the day, that's all that I'm wanting to do as an actor is tell interesting stories that I think are new and also newly important in some way for the audience or newly important to me. And that's like kind of
Yeah.
the foundation. And like everything else beyond that, it's like, who knows? It's a fickle world out there. But
Sure.
I do feel very grateful and like a little overwhelmed that like this movie gets to be in the world because it's been a long journey. We shot it almost 2 years ago. And it's definitely, I think, the thing I'm most proud of in my career thus far. And I'm really excited for people to get to see it and to, take it on in their own way.
Sure. And then one other thing I also want to ask you before we go here, Giovanni Ribisi, actor turned DP. What
Yeah.
is it like having an actor actually being the one setting up the shots, coordinating the lights? Does that change the dynamic then between you as the actress working with them?
Yeah, well, I mean, you always have an intimacy with the DPs and the camera operators because they're the people who are like right with you when you're doing things, and there is sort of like a synergy that happens sometimes. And it was really special to get to have that sort of synergy with Giovanni because he's a fabulous actor, he's a fabulous DP, and and there was just sort of like an ineffable energy there having him. It was almost like having another scene partner in the scenes, and that was a really cool dimension to add to just life on set during this movie.
Okay, if anybody's going to know what that experience is like from an actor's point of view, I assume it would have to be an actor himself. So I totally
Yeah,
get it.
100%.
Thank you so much, Willa. Once again, there's so much I could ask you about this movie
I know.
for the sake of spoilers, but hopefully in person at some point. Thank you so much for your time here, Vel, and best of luck with everything that is to come.
Yeah, thank you so much.